Round number 2 of the Track World Touring Car USA Tour takes us to sunny California at the Sonoma Raceway for 2 more action-packed races. Once again, it will be a sprint and a feature race to decide who's going to take the top spots in the championship. Today we're using a 1.99-mile NASCAR layout here at Sonoma with around 12 turns and some of the fastest corners of the season. But this track is going to provide some amazing action. It's also packed full of overtaking spots, so watch for drivers trying to get a good run through the chase with a braking into turn 5 and then also into the penultimate corner at the hairpin where it's really wide open and entices drivers down the inside. With one round complete, we're going to take a look at the championship standings, and it is one name who's dominating proceedings at the moment. AMS Murks holds the lead against Track Bliss by a whopping 132 points. Flash isn't too far behind with PTG Ewok Sean S91, making it 3 different brands in the top 5. DOR Snake Eye Track Stud in 6th and 7th, with Skunk Eye, VR Predator and Griffiths Maximus completing the top 10. A little bit further behind, Mikey there in P11. Keep an eye out for Track John. He only completed 1 race here at Laguna Seca, and he's still 13th in the championship. Track Woody as well is going to be looking for a good run, as well as Vicious, who's going to be looking to get himself in towards the A lobby for the first run. Then you've got Postcode Tom, Style Badger, MTG Sketch guys who are going to be looking to get a little bit of a better run, and WRT McCallboy, who had a torrid time at Laguna Seca. Definitely a pro lobby candidate, and he should be towards the front this time out. Thinking about A-Lobby, let's take a look at the guys who've made it and the qualifying order that they're going to be starting in. PTG Platinum, the Audi, gives them their first pole position this season with 2 Audis on the front row as he's joined by Skunk Eye. WRT McCallboy bags third ahead of PTG Nando, making it 3 Audis in the top 4. DOR Snake Eye is the top of the Hondas in P5, with SVR Mercy making a debut in the season, and he's the top of the Chevrolets in P6. Championship leader AMS Murks down there in 7th place, thanks to his restrictions that he's going to have to carry, as well as the top drivers in Pro and the AMS. Top of the AMS was Track Knights in P11. He's going to be joined with Sonic Trog on P12. Track Flash, VR and Pretzer will hold 13th and 14th, with Vicious making it into A-Lobby alongside Track Stud, our Pro-Am Championship leader. So that's how we're going to line up. Let's head down to the grid and get ready for race number 1. So lights are on for the first time tonight. They go out now. Looks like we've got a really good start there from Mercy in the purple Chevrolets. He gets towards the front, gets a couple of cars off the line. He looks like he's going side by side with McCallboy. He's got the leaders going side by side through the first corner. They're going to be looking to get away without contact, and there is contact by the looks of it as the Honda's off, and Mercy gets into the back of the Audi. Is this going to be Mercy going for the lead straight away in towards turn number 3? He sweeps across the front of the Audi, takes the first position away from Snake Eye, as it looks like he might be about to lose second. He moves over to the right hand side to cover off the Mercedes just a little bit, but McCallboy there in 3rd place. Really good start there for the Mercedes driver. Looks like you've got the 2 Hondas in behind have creamed and Murks, so championship leader Murks already gains a position up into 5th place, as you've got the top 3 now absolutely nose to tail. This looks like it's going to be a fantastic race here at Sonoma. It looks like there's a bit of a kerfuffle in the background. You see a few cars sideways. Looks like they have all got through there safely though, but Mercy holds the lead as they charge now down through the final sector, through the sweeping corners, as there's been a few changes behind. Looks like Trog's got himself up into P10, in towards the hairpin for the first time. Is McCallboy going to fancy a run on Skunk Eye? No, he's not going to be close enough this time around. Mercy goes a little bit deep into the corner. Looks like Cream's going to go really deep as well. Will that allow Murks to get the switch back there? And it looks like you've got Bliss in that fight as well. The new livery there on those Chevrolets looking absolutely beautiful this time around. But over the line for the first time, Mercy holds the lead. Skunk Eye there in 2nd, McCallboy 3rd, Cream 4th, Murks 5th. There's your top 5 already as Mercy goes really tight to try and defend, but Skunk Eye can't do anything about that Chevrolet right now. He tries to go for the better exit there, heading in towards turn number 3. This is where Mercy stole the lead, but the Audi now right on the rear bumper. Those 2 have already started to break away from McCallboy behind as Mercy goes wide. Mercy goes off. He's thrown it off the road. Will this give Skunk Eye the opportunity to take the lead? A little bit of a touch there. The Audi does back out the throttle just a little bit to let Mercy hang on to the lead. Looking a little bit further back now, you've got Impreza here trying to hang on for 8th place. Cassie trying to put a little bit of pressure on. He's got pressure from behind there though, as Impreza goes wide. That's going to give Cassidy the run potentially in towards the hairpin. The pair is side by side. Impreza tries to come across the nose, but Cassidy's there. The Chevrolet's got his nose down the inside, is still side by side, as it looks like you've got Knights and Nando potentially going side by side behind, but these 2 over the line, nothing to separate them at the moment. Murks now really on the hunt to try and grab as many points as he can as Cream goes wide. Cream's off on the grass. We saw Mercy just hang on to the lead with a move similar to this, but Cream isn't going to hang on to 4th place. Murks makes his way through. So the championship leader now up into 4th place. He's pulled 2 positions already, and he doesn't have a lot of grip on that Honda. Remember, these guys in the top fight of the championship, they do have to carry ballast. They do get pegged back to try and make the fight as fair as possible. But it looks like that fight has also brought Bliss into the back of this fight as well. So Cream now potentially has some pressure from behind. Some fantastic liveries here. And there's one of the Hondas going really slowly. That looks like Snake Eyes going slow. Not sure what's happened there. I think we're going to get a replay though. This is on board with Vicious. He was running P12 in towards turn 1. Oh, he's turning too early. He's hit the wall. Is this going to be a repeat of Laguna Seca? Yes, it is. This time though, it's DOR Snake Eye who gets caught up in the battle this time around. On board with him now. He's running towards the back end of the field already. And he just gets a face full of Honda there. Absolutely nothing he could have done about that. So back with this fight now, it's really intensifying as it looks like Knights has managed to get himself up the order. Breaks a little bit too late though, and that allows him Predator to get himself down the inside to retake that position there. Again, the battle's out down towards the bottom end of the top 10. These guys fighting for all important points. It looks like we've got a safety car being particularly unsafe there. In towards turn number 1 though. The lights are out on the Audi. He goes a little bit wide on the way in. Predator though looks like he's gone deep. Cassidy throws it down the inside. Contact there. They're all going to go off. Looks like that's going to give Trog the position there in the Chevrolet. But Carnage there in towards turn number 1. And it looks like Lawless might be the benefactor in this as well as the 2 Audis are going side by side in towards turn 3 on board with him now. And he's just about, by the looks of it, got the position. Lights are out on both of those Audis now. So they've both been in the wars already. And the orange Audi is still on the inside. Just gets the position in towards the chase and down in towards the complex. That is not going to be the sort of thing that Knights will have wanted. He throws it down the inside. I don't think he meant to do that. That was just a really late breaking move. But it came off perfectly there. So back with the lead, as you can see, Mercy has pulled up a massive gap already on Skunk Eye. He's just got to keep it clean now. He's not what he's done. He's thrown it off the road. Will this give Skunk Eye the chance to get the move done? Not quite close enough to get it done here, but that could be the signs that Mercy's tyres are finished. The pit window has just about opened, so these guys can start diving into the pits for a new set of boots on those touring cars. But it'll be really early if those tyres are already going off. Maybe pointing towards the setup that Mercy has on that car and why it was so quick in the early stages. We can see how quickly Skunk Eye's managed to close in. That Audi's really on fire here as Mercy's using all the road and a little bit more to try and keep that Chevrolet in front. Will he dive for the pit lane this time around? The pit entrance is just on the left-hand side of the circuit now, as you can see it. So he's going to throw it over the yellow line. Yes, he does. He goes for the stop now. So this is going to be one to watch as Skunk Eye throws it around for another lap. Will the undercut work for Mercy here? Right, so this is what we were waiting for. McCallboy dives to the pit lane from 2nd place. Skunk Eye was still in front. You can see Mercy's towards the back end of the circuit, but it is a really long transition time around here at this circuit. Around 40-50 seconds these guys are going to spend in the pit lane. So plenty of time now for Mercy potentially to get himself up the order here. Murks has also come into the pit lane as well, so it looks like to be the prevailing strategy at the moment. But you can see Mercy is throwing it through the final couple of corners. The pit entrance is just on the left-hand side. He's using all of the road to try and stay ahead as McCallboy now leaves his pit box. Mercy's in the final hairpin. This is going to be close. The running's parallel now to the pit straight. So Mercy's coming down the pit straight now. McCallboy's just about across the line. And this is where Mercy is right now. This is going to be extremely close. They come out the pit lane. Looking at the Chevrolet and the Honda is still in the pit lane. And that is Mercy back through the undercuts work. Look at the gap that he's pulled already. So that undercut really has worked for Mercy. So Mercy's already made the undercut work for him once. It looks like now he's got the opportunity to do it again as Skunk Eye from the lead of this race is coming to the pits. Looks like a similar sort of gap to what McCallboy had first time round, and we saw how that worked out. You can just see the Mercedes and AMS Murks behind in the Honda just behind us. Skunk Eye is in his pit box right now. Mercy's powering through the last sector as we speak. Looks like Bliss might have come in as well, so that's going to be interesting to see where that Chevrolet filters out. As Mercy again using all of the road. He knows they're in the pits. He'll have had the call. He's in the final hairpin now. Looks like he's got even more time against McCallboy this time around as Skunk Eye's just come into the line. Crosses it now. Mercy's in the final corner already. This is going to be even closer now as you've got Skunk Eye leaving the pit lane. Mercy's through turn number 1. You should just be able to see the Audi. There he is under the bridge. Mercy holds the lead. The undercuts worked and he looks like he's got a little bit more breathing room than he had when the guys came into the pits. So the battle for the lead, Skunk Eye's right back on Mercy this time around, nose to tail. Looks like we had a couple of cars drop out of this one already, but we've got the fight for the lead in the closing stages now. Mercy's thrown it wide once again. He's bowled it again. There's contact between the pair of them. McCollboy's going to come through. The Mercedes comes through side by side. Is this going to be a repeat of what we saw in lap 1? Can McCollboy sweep across the front of the Audi? He's not quite close enough to do it. They're still side by side through turn number 3, but McCollboy now just has the move done, and McCollboy takes the lead. The top 3 again nose to tail, but this time it's McCollboy that leads. Skunk Eye second. Murks is there in 3rd place. You can see Flash has got in front of Mercy behind as well, but they are right nose to tail, even closer than before, as McCollboy leads for the first time in A-Lobby this time around. That yellow and white Contra Mercedes heading through the sweeping turns 8, 9 and 10 with a little bit more breathing room over Skunk Eye now, and it looks like the top 2 have a little bit of breathing room over Murks. So Murks, despite the challenge, I think he's lost his opportunity of potentially going for a 3rd win in 3 races. We are going to have a new winner if these guys can keep it clean in towards the hairpin. And it looks like McCollboy's taking a defensive line. He knows the move's going to come. Where's Cream come from there? Cream's chucked it down the inside of Murks. So Murks is now not on the podium at all. So 2 wins back-to-back at Laguna Seca. It might not even be a podium for him at this rate here as they head across the line. So Cream, having pulled off the heist of the century, is there on a podium position, but championship leader Murks isn't going to settle for it. If he has any say in this, he's going to be on the podium come the end of the race. It looks like Cream's got a problem there. Looks like Cream's going to be out of this one. He runs wide. He's gone really slow there. That's allowed Murks through, and it's allowed Mercy through as the fight for the lead's been close the entire race through, but it's even closer now. Skunk Eye really not fancying finishing second best. The Mercedes this time around. He's going to look for the move. He's right on the rear bumper, pushing as hard as he can. McCollboy's going to have to go defensive. He does so. He holds it to the right-hand side. Will Skunk Eye be able to take the race in line? McCollboy just tries to hold it narrow, but he doesn't get narrow enough. Skunk Eye goes through. Skunk Eye takes the lead. The Audi looks like it could be clear now for its first win. McCollboy's going to try and come back at him. He's not quite close enough to be able to do it this time around over the line. We've got a couple of laps in the books left to go, but it is now Skunk Eye who retakes the lead of round number 3 of the championship. McCollboy side by side, though, is going to try and go for around the outside. He's not quite close enough to do it. Skunk Eye looks set to be able to take his first win of the championship and the first win for Audi. McCollboy tries to close in. Again, he's not close enough, throws it on the grass, and that could be day done there for the Mercedes, as Skunk Eye now has a little bit of breathing room, but it's only a tiny little bit at this point around. Into the final corner now for the final time. Skunk Eye's managed to build a gap. He's held off the pressure. People said the Audi was not going to be able to take a win this time around, but he has done. Skunk Eye takes the first win for Audi, the first win for the Rapid Response Racing team. McCollboy has to settle for second. SVR Mercy there in third. AMS Murks, championship leader, has to settle for fourth. Trap Bliss in fifth. Sonic Troll comes home sixth. Flash in seventh. Cassidy in Pretzer come home eighth. Creamed after is off comes home in P number 10. Then you've got Dewar Kragan on the last of the runners, Trap Knights in P12. Dewar Snake Eye, Trap Vicious both failed to see the flag, as did PTG Nando and PTG Ewok. So for race number 2, we're joined by the guys from B Lobby. So with 22 cars on the grid, what happens next is anyone's guess. So race 1 was fairly competitive. This time though, we've got even more cars on the grid. We've got 22 drivers to fight it out for this short sprint race. These normally provide action aplenty, and with even more cars on the grid, action is guaranteed. The lights are on, the red start to rise. Out they go. Really poor start there for Mercy, so he's definitely sandbagged himself from the previous one, but it looks like it's going to be Skunk Eye, despite the ballast and restriction, is going to take the lead. We're on board with Bliss. He's potentially going to have a crack at it. He's clipped the wall on the inside. He's gone all sorts of sideways. He's going to hang on just about, and he takes the lead. Bliss takes the lead from row number 3. It looks like we might have a couple of cars off in the background, as you see headlights going everywhere, but it's Chevrolet that lead once again, but this time it's Trap Bliss that takes the lead. Mercy's in the wall. Mercy's out of it from the top spot in race number 1. Now he's going to be right to the back. He's got a lot of work to do in this short sprint race, but it's Bliss that leads. Skunk Eye's there in second. You got McCollboy under threat already. Looks like that's Track Flash, and it's Cream going at it as Murks is thrown onto the podium already. So amazing start there from the championship leader as they head through the complex for the first time. As sideways got in Pretzer after a strong start. He's sideways with one of the Hondas. That looks like it's Cream is now fighting with McCollboy over fourth place. The Mercedes falling backwards after a really strong start in towards the final corner for the first time though, and it looks like it is still Bliss that holds the lead ahead of Skunk Eyes. These guys are going to try and go side by side through this final hairpin now, as it looks like you got 4 wide. Cassidy's been punted out a little bit there. Will they all get through this time nice and cleanly? Looks just about, but it's Bliss that leads over the line for the first time. So a little bit further back now, these guys are all over each other, as it looks like you got Impretzer after a really strong start. He's got Flash there in the 10 car. Cassidy goes wide as well as they go into the bottom corner there. Contact there with Cassidy. It's contact with Cassidy as well. So it's all kicking off here. Vicious after a strong start. He's gone all sorts of sideways, and it looks like the crash is still happening. You've got another car going backwards. You can see one of the all-inkle cars now has been spat out towards the barrier. They're all looking to get away with that one there, but Vicious looks like he's been caught up, and he's now got one of the Audis in front of him. I believe that's Track Knights. That's their teammate to Track Woody, as you got one of the other PTG cars in behind. I think that's Ewok there, that is looking to make ground pretty quickly, as Vicious now tries to go around the outside, leaves the door open for an attack, as you've got the Audi side by side, as you've got a dive bomb there for a Badger. He goes into the wall. Tom's in the wall as well. Mercy's in the wall as well behind, so 3 cars in there. Now back with the front runners at the moment. Murks is really looking for a charge. He's trying to go for second place on Skunk Eye. Throws it towards the inside. The Skunk Eye's nothing he can do about that Honda. The Honda really quick at the moment. Hey, guess what, guys? It looks like we're going to have a repeat of race number 2 last time out. Now back with this fight towards the middle end of the top 10 here. You've got Vicious, Nightmare. Looks like you've got Ewok in there as well, being caught by one of the Hondas. I believe that's Snake Eye with Hostile Badger not too far behind. Nightmare throws it down the inside of Vicious. Vicious, though, is going to go for the switchback move. They're going to go side by side through the sweeping section, through turn 8. That's going to give Ewok the chance. He needs to try and get into this fight. Nightmare takes the position away from Vicious, who just admits that discretion is the better part of valor there. The Audi is really flying through this section here, as it looks like Ewok's got a bit of pressure from behind. Snake Eye trying to throw his Honda down the inside there. That Audi definitely not too strong through that section of the circuit. Vicious, does he have the opportunity to get down the inside into this hairpin? No, but Snake Eye's going to go for it against Ewok. Side by side, the pair of them go. Looks like you've got Lawless in there as well. Hostile Badger's not too far behind. Woody's in there as well. So that's Nightmare's teammates trying to get into this fight as well. You've got Ewok and Snake Eye still side by side in through turn number 1. They're still side by side going at it. Fantastic driving to avoid contact there between the pair of them. Ewok, though, does have to back out of that one as Snake Eye goes a little bit wide. He backs out but gets the position back. Up at the front, look what we have here. They're going at it again. Bliss and Murks nose to tail. This time, though, it's Murks is doing the chasing. Bliss tries to go defensive here, runs a little bit wide. The Honda, though, is still there. So good move from Murks to try and hold it side by side with the Chevrolet. He's not quite close enough to be able to hold it, though, as Bliss retakes the lead. These guys, old foes from Laguna Seca, they managed to fight it out. It was Murks who came out with the victory that time around. Once again in race 2, they're fighting over the win, but it's Bliss who at the moment holds the high ground, as he gets a bit of a slide there. That could give Murks the opportunity that he needs into the final corner. Murks looks like he's already got his nose head into the hairpin, but it's going to try and go for the cutback move. Murks has him covered, though, and Murks takes the lead here of race number 4 of the championship. So we're on board with Mercy here as he throws it through the fast part of the circuit. He's not had a good start so far, and he's gone off again. He's gone wide. Oh, this is going to be a weekend to forget here for SVR Mercy. He clouts the concrete wall, throws it to the outside of the circuit, and that's his day done. So we're back with these guys again, and it looks like Vicious now has pressure from PTG Ewok behind that blue Audi, looming in the mirrors of the Honda, of the purple Honda in front, and it looks like Snake Eyes looming in the mirrors of Ewok there. So this is a 3-way fight as Nightmare's managed to get himself cleared off in front. I think Lawless is in there as well. He's not too far behind, and look, he's bringing an entire train of cars with him as well. So if these guys don't hurry up, they're going to become full-on cannon fodder for the guys behind. Ewok though looks like he's not got quite a good run through there. Snake Eye's got the run on him. Contact, he spat out to the wall. Ewok's in the middle of the track. Lawless has hit him. Oh, there's cars off in the wall everywhere. Looks like Lawless though has got his car stuck in the track. So one of the fastest sections of the circuit blocked. Looks like we might have to bring this race under control here, and that is the case. We're going to go safety car here at Sonoma. So what that means, guys, is everyone has to slow right down to a delta speed, and it means that they're all going to form up in single file. Here though, the guys do have the opportunity, if they need to pit, they can throw it into the pit lane and rejoin the back of the pack, so they don't avoid going a lap down. But as they cross the line there, Murks and Bliss are going to be getting right back to it. We're going to take a look at what happened though. On board with Ewok heading through the bottom section of the circuit, gets attacked from behind, gets thrown into the wall, and it is a carbon copy what happened in race number 1, as you got Lawless go straight into the side of him. Looks like there's going to be nothing he can do. Lordo Racing Car will have had a windscreen full of the PTG Cookie Monster car, heading through in towards the accident zone now. You can see the Audi's been spat off into the wall, and yeah, there's absolutely nothing he could have done there. Those two effectively satellite team cars, nothing they could have done with that one. So now we're going to go on board with DRL Snake Eye. This is the car was directly behind Ewok. You can see he's got a really good run on the Audi, throws it down the inside. There's not a space there. I don't want to say that's malicious, but there was definitely no move on there. So now the circuit's clear, all the drivers are formed up. Our leader, championship leader AMS Murks, holds the lead at this point. He now effectively is the safety car, controls the field at a nice slow pace as we head towards the final section and get ready to go racing once again. You will see cars off towards the side of the road. That is just unfortunately where they're going to have to stay for the last couple of laps. We've got a 2-lap dash to the end of this race. The lights are out on the safety car. We're getting ready to go. Murks, when he's ready, will light up the front wheels of that Honda and we'll go to green flag racing. Looks like he's gone as of right now. The lights go green and we're back racing here at Sonoma. Just 2 laps left to go, and look at the gap that he's got already. Once the green lights are flown, you can overtake VR. Impreza goes for a cheeky dive there on WA10 Tom, so that is 9th place there for Impreza as they cross the line this time. AMS Murks leads, Bliss in 2nd, Cream 3rd, Skunk Eye 4th, Trap Flash completes the top 5 with McCallboy in 6th place there on board with Bliss, and it looks like Murks has cleared off in the distance already, and he's going to have to defend behind. So in the last couple of laps, Bliss was fighting against the Honda last time out. This time out, he's going to be fighting with a different one by the looks of it, as we're on the fight for 3rd place now on board with Cream. Naturally, you can see the Chevrolets managed to clear off as Skunk Eye goes sideways over the front of Trap Flash. Flash backs off a touch, gives him place, but that has now effectively let the podium 3 get away at this point now, so that looks like the podium could be all set. We're now looking at the fight for 4th place here. Skunk Eye, he managed to win race number 1. He's 4th in race 2. It's going to be a good haul of points there for the Audi driver, but he's got a rear view mirror full of the lights of Trap Flash from the Callboy Knights, and Hostile Badger not too far behind this one as well. So one little mistake and it could end up losing you 2 and 3 places here, but Skunk Eye still holding on from the pressure. He's got both of the Team DC cars around him, one in front, one behind. He's actually got one to his side right now as Flash is going to throw it down the inside of the hairpin as we get ready to go for the final lap. He's gone in a little bit deep. Can he get that car stopped? Yes, he does. That's both Team DC cars now in 3rd and 4th. So really good showing for those two guys at the moment, but it is AMS Murks who leads as we head on towards the final lap of this motor race. And there is absolutely nothing that can be done. AMS Murks comes through the penultimate corner, gets the front of that car lit up, heads through the final corner of the lap, and it looks like he's going to take his 3rd win of the season here at Sonoma. Murks wins, Bliss 2nd, Cream comes home 3rd, Trap Flash in 4th, both the Team CC cars with a really good run. Race 1 winner Skunk Eye has to settle for P5 from pole position. WRT McCallboy in 6th, Knights in 7th, VR Impreza 8th after a really good safety car restart. Hostile Badger 9th, Cassidy completes the top 10. Then Postcode Tom comes home in 11th, Mike in 12th, Hoodie in 13th, Trap Woody comes home in P14th in the Audi, Stug comes home 15th as the last of the runners, and then we get into the guys who failed to see the checker flag. Sonic Trog, Track Vicious, and Dewar Cragdon all out after the safety car. Also lost Dewar Snake Eye after that contact with Lawless, which also took out PTG Ewok and SVR Mercy, who threw it off the road in the early stages of the race. So after those races, this is what the championship looks like. AMS Murks still holds the lead, but it's not a perfect score. Trap Bliss is there in 2nd with a slightly elongated gap, and Trap Flash in 3rd. Skunk Eye in 4th after 2 impressive results with its Cream in 5th. VR Impreza moves up to stake. DOR Snake Eye and WRT McCallboy hold 7th and 8th, while Track Knights and Track Stug are the head of the AM class. DOR Cragdon and Cassidy in P11 and 12. PTG Ewok leads AM driver Hostile Badger in 14th. 15th is Sean S91 with Killer Hoodie and Sonic Trog, the 2 teammates, line nose to tail. Track John in 18th despite only having 2 of the 4 races under his belt, with Track Woody and Mike rounding out the top 20. Track Lawless and Griffiths Maximus in 21st and 22nd. PTG Platinum and SVR Mercy after his strong races this weekend in 23rd and 24th. Trap Vicious leads Postcode Tom ahead of MTG Sketch, ORB Hoggy, and Landyman, who are both absent this time around. PTG Nano failed to see the flag in both races, while Track Kraus sits there in last position. The next time we see the Track World Touring Car USA Tour powered by CMB Artworks is when we head over to Miami at the Homestead Circuit. This part oval is going to present a brand new challenge to our drivers, so we look forward to seeing you there. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you at Miami.